Come on and zoom, 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 zoom. Come on and zoom, 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 zoom. Everybody, come on, give it a try. We're gonna show you. We're gonna teach you to fly high. Come on and zoom. Come on and zoom, zoom. Come on and zoom. I'm Bernadette. Doo-doo-doo. Hey, hey. Hey, hey, looky who we have here. We got the Gina. We got Erin. I'm going to carefully raise my mug of tea to you. I hope you're drinking some tea that you've decluttered. Who else do we got here? We got Judy and Blonde Cheryl. We got the gang. Hail, hail, the gang's all here. We've got Kathy with a C and Lisa with a Lisa and Lori with an R-I. And there we go. Good stuff, people. Good stuff. Yay. Gonna drink a sip of tea. Hope I don't scald myself. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, good morning, good morning. I just realized, let me just, little thing. Evans LV is asking if we have any smoke from Canada. We do not, as far as I know. No, hun. But thank you for making me be on the lookout. We do have, actually, this is kind of fun. It's going to screw with traffic, but I think this is kind of fun. We are going to have some Budweiser Clydesdales in my town this week. So that's something to look forward to. We have a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's going to rain later. It's a whole bunch of good stuff. Whole bunch of good stuff. Now, here's a fun thing. I just got back from yoga, and I realized my yoga blocks do double duty. They not only help me when I'm doing like my stretchies and stuff like that, but also I have my cell phone here propped up on it so that my hair, which will be shorter tomorrow at some point, doesn't get in the way of the visual road trip metaphor. The visual road trip metaphor that always just reminds me to come back to the simple things. What am I aiming for? What do I want? And if I write down what I want, I'm more likely to get it. And the more specific I am, the more specific I can be in looking for it. Not just Fiesta wear, but orange Fiesta wear platters. Notice, add a couple of details, add a couple of adjectives, which would describe things, describe the nouns, etc., or the locations. But I'm just bapping here. I'm just blabbing. So good morning. Good morning wherever you are. Where I am, I'm calling it morning because it's still 11 o'clock in the morning. It's 11:03 Eastern time here in Pennsylvania. My name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. As I shrink down after all that stretching and making myself taller in yoga, now I'm shrinking down. Because every day you begin at the beginning of a journey. Every day has its own journey, and all those daily journeys add up to where you are in your life right now. So every day we kind of begin again, and hopefully you're aiming for something you're excited about, all right? Now that's why I call it Destination Decluttered, because boy, was I getting it wrong. When I was like struggling with stuff, clutter and all that, I didn't know. I realized that I wasn't excited about what I was aiming for. I was kind of dreading it. So of course, when you dread something, you don't want to do it. You're going to avoid. It's because I was afraid of the future. Now I say, bring it on, motherfucker. And I offer to you some advice, some encouragement, some snappy pattern jokes, as they say. But again, I can ramble on like Robert Plant, or I can get specific and I can help you with where you're stuck clutter-wise. And let me share with you, you are part of an elite group of people, okay? You are part of a group of people who is lucky enough to have too much and lucky enough to have some feelings because your too much is causing you a feeling. Elle says, I came in when you said orange Fiesta wear. I've got plenty. Exclamation point. That's awesome. It's one of my favorite colors, and that whole kind of 30s, you've got the dark blue and the aqua and the medium green. I'm not so much on the cream color, but that color of orange just makes my eyes smile. So when I look at certain things in my home, my eyes smile. I look at that and I say, oh, I don't know what it is about that color, but I just love it. There are other colors I look at. As I said, the cream color or beige or purple, not my jam. I look at them and I'm like, meh, no thanks. So I'm here to help you if you're part of the elite group of us who happen to temporarily be struggling with clutter. Okay? You're temporarily struggling with clutter because of a couple of reasons. But when you are here to get help, you're helping yourself and somebody else. Now, here's a fun thing. We have a cool crew here, and you are welcome to be part of the crew. There we go. I love it. Yeah, Erin says, I heard his voice before you even said Robert Plant. Ramblon. Yeah, I remember learning that song in high school. Cat Roby's in the house. Yo, Cat Roby. Where's my microphone? Update from Cat Roby. Beep, 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 beep. Cat Roby's chiming in. She's got her scheduled Beth Blinders on. All right, Cat Roby is going to be organizing 224 tasks. Talk about being specific. Into sections to strategize and delegate. And I love it that you're calling us groupies because we're part of a group, because for a number of years I had a website called groupiegear.com. I don't own the URL anymore, so don't look at it. I have no idea where it goes. But being a fan of something, nothing wrong with being a groupie. All right, so Jack says, I'm the clutterest clutterer that ever cluttered. Cool. Is that making you feel good? Awesome. Rock on, Jack. If you're digging your clutter, here's the funny thing. I'm going to put down my microphone since I'm not currently singing or reporting on the news. If you like your clutter, then it's not clutter. It's good stuff. Clutter is the stuff you don't want. And trust me, I am a collector. I've been a clutterer. I am now so much less cluttered than I am, but I still own stuff. This is just a mere reflection of it. So I offer to you that not all your stuff is clutter, but not all your stuff is awesome either, because if it is, you wouldn't be listening to a decluttering life coach. Clutter, to me, tends to be the stuff in your house that part of you doesn't want, and the other part of you says, no, you can't let go of it because. And so there's tension. It's like a tug of war between what I like to call, because I use the road trip metaphor, and you're the driver, I'm the driver of my car. It's a tug of war between the backseat driver and the co-pilot. It really is. Backseat driver says, no, you can't. And I'm much more of a co-pilot. And I say, why not? Why can't you? Really? I can't do that? Why not? Why can't I donate that picture that my grandmother gave me if I'm never using it and I never liked it anyway? Now, if I like it, that's different. That means it's not clutter. You're saying, is it clutter? Clutter is the stuff you don't want anymore. You may have wanted it in the past. But today you've got the past you, you've got the present you, and you've got the future you. Today you, present you, is kind of like, I don't know if I want that. And then if you look into the future, thinking about would future me want this either. Okay. Now I love this. Cat Roby says, I get to play with, and we play with words a lot here. So I love that she's using the phrase, I get to play with physical clutter in the next scheduled Beth Blinders. And she said, when I get through this project. If I get through this project, no. If I get it, means I will or I won't. When I get through this project means, hell yeah, I'm going to get through this project and then I get to play with physical clutter. All right, interesting. Cat Mama learned something about going to the consignment stores near her. Now, consignment stores may vary. Consigning clothing is one of the many ways you can release clothing that you don't want anymore, clothing and accessories. So she went to the consignment yesterday, many with tags, okay? They looked at the labels and not clothes. Said it had to be less than 5 years old. Okay, so now you know, and that's a cool thing. So when you go to and you might want to make some money from your decluttering, know that if you go to consignment, they may have some rules. Yeah. Now, Cat and Cat are offering, they are missing out on some choice items. Age doesn't matter. But here's the funny thing. All of us have rules in which we rule our lives. So there's a certain kind of boundary, 5 years plus, 5 years minus, that the people at the consignment store, in order to probably keep a handle on what they use, they take in and they say no to, they have those rules. You have the same thing yourself. You know, Now, their rules may not jibe with you. Kat Roby's like, they're missing out on some good stuff. Yeah, they may be, but they choose to live those rules. So what are the rules that you have about what you're allowed to get rid of that you don't want anymore? I cannot throw away, sell, donate, consign, give away this thing because why? Okay. Yeah. Now, Cat Mama says, I wear it, but it's too big now. That usually, typically, generally is a good problem to have. The next thing is getting used to the fact that maybe you will not make money from your clutter. It's possible. How does it feel to donate it? Where's a good place that you'd feel good about donating these clothes that have never been worn and they still have tags on them? Now, Debbie says, 5-year limit is why I brought my mom's clothes to the homeless encampment or the thrift store. Yeah. Yep. So notice that you will have an idea of how your clutter is going to leave your home. You have your A list. I want to sell this all and make a lot of money, which reminds me, there's about 50 of us here. I have a wonderful story to share about making money from your clutter, but I will say this from personal experience. It doesn't always pan out. Like, sometimes you go sifting for gold. Sometimes it doesn't pan out. But I have a story I'm going to read you, and let me see if I can bring it up on my screen right here, because I screenshotted it. You guys know Kara. Kara shows up on some of the TikTok lives and the YouTube lives that I do, and she's from Massachusetts. She used to sell vintage stuff, and now she's decluttering it, okay? Yeah, you can be disappointed, Cat Mama, but don't let the disappointments keep you hanging on to stuff you've already decided you don't want. Start to realize that it's okay that I didn't make money from it, and pick another route to get it out of your life. But here's a wonderful thing, and actually, let me see if I can get it. It's going to be a bit hinky, but I'm going to read this to you. Here's a story that Kara, who you've met on a TikTok Live and a YouTube Live, wrote to me yesterday about how the encouragement of this group right here helped her make some money. Again, the making money won't always happen, but check this out. I'm just going to read what she says. She says, an inspiring story for your next live. A few weeks ago during one of your YouTube lives, I commented asking for encouragement to get going on my garage. The backstory, longtime vintage mid-century modern reseller, 60 now, and want to get out from under and streamline what we buy and sell, art and furniture. Last February, my in-laws said we could have anything from their friend's house. The catch? It had to be gone in 3 days. I got to keep my eye on this. It had to be gone in 3 days. It was all antique, vintage, and important stuff. We sold lots of it, but the harder stuff to sell, more valuable than Facebook Marketplace, that stuff sat. So that night when she was on the YouTube Live asking for encouragement from this group, she says that night on the YouTube Live, I committed to relist 10 items on Facebook Marketplace. I relisted 25 items and reduced the prices. Last week, I sold a silver vase for $45. That buyer asked if I had any other sterling. Yeah, she did. I showed them a few things, but not comfortable being pressured. Told them I wasn't ready to sell yet. Their offer was good, around $1,350. But I knew it was worth more. After lots of research, eBay, ChatGPT, Google Lens, etc., I messaged them. $2,200 for the lot. They came today. Tried to negotiate, but I held firm. Let me see if I can get the next part of it here. Oops. Oh, this was funny too. Stay tuned for part 2. Okay. I held firm. Sorry, it's my husband's price. Playing good cop, bad cop. Always a good idea. Okay. They nearly walked away. And when I waved my hand at the 3 extra silver plate trays I had laid out for them to look at, our negotiation, they would pay $2,200 for the sterling and I'd throw in the silver plate. But the funny thing is, I was going to give the silver plate away. I had tried to sell it. It needed to be researched and cleaned. Yeah, no. Could I have made more money on eBay? Maybe, but after many fees, shipping, and time. Instead, it's all gone, and we have money for our California trip. And here's the part I want you to pay attention to. All because I asked for encouragement on one of your lives. And you all encouraged me. Who knows where all this decluttering may lead? For us, Los Angeles, from Massachusetts to Los Angeles. Thank you and your followers for encouraging me to relist a few weeks back. I'm so glad I did. Isn't that awesome? Look at the power of encouragement. Look at the power of asking for help. Saying, hey, I need a little encouragement. I could use a little boost. Yeah. So I could use a little boost. And you ask for it, boom. You ask for it, you got it, Toyota. Ask for something and ye shall receive. And then with that encouragement is the fuel in your tank that inspires you to take the action. And the action was relisting the item. Notice the power of just a few choice words and some good vibes can get you moving in the right direction. Moving in a direction you want to examine. Notice in that story how Kara was offered something, but that price did not feel right to her. So she said, not right now. I'm going to do some research. So she took some extra time, but the extra time she took and researched made her realize she had more. Her stuff was more than what they were asking, so she could counter offer. And then they danced around a little bit because haggling and buying and selling is a little bit of a dance. Some people want to lead, some people want to follow, but both of you want to feel like you got something good out of it. And then she threw in something she was going to get rid of anyway. And that was the tipping point enough to get them to say yes to what? 33% more than they had currently offered. Now, again, this is another thing. She sold it all as a lot to one person in exchange for one check or money order or, nickels. And now she transformed that silver into a trip to California. Isn't that cool? And I say this to you because you will not be always able to transform your clutter into money, but you can transform your clutter into space. Space, the final frontier. Space in your head, in your heart, in your home. I love an alliteration. Space, quiet, and spaciousness in your heart. Space in your house to do whatever you want. And sometimes look what you need. You need some encouragement, but you need to ask for what you need. She needed encouragement. She wanted encouragement. She asked for it. I need help with my clutter is a great start. The more specific, go one layer down. What more specifically do you need help with? Is it calming down your nervous system? Is it creating a destination? Is it getting some courage? Is it learning a process to go through because you'd never learned it? What a wonderful story. And she wanted to share that with you guys. So you knew the power of what we do here every day on a TikTok Live. And she's not even one of my paying clients. My paying clients have all sorts of testimonials on my website. But you know what? This one, maybe I'll ask her if I can, type it over and put it up there too. So isn't that cool? Yeah. And Debbie is saying, it did my heart good. Notice how you feel is directly involved with what you do or not. It did my heart good to know so many people benefited from my mom's things. Notice the difference you feel when you say, I donated my mother's clothing to the homeless versus I threw it in a landfill. Compare the two feelings and ask yourself, which feeling would I rather have? Pick the good feeling. I'm just saying, pick the feeling that feels better to you. Start to reconnect with your body, and your body is voting. Your body is giving you, weighing in on what you should do, so listen to it. Yeah. Now, here's a funny thing. Every Google search sends me to a company that will pay cents on the dollar. Once again, yeah, because they want to make a profit. They want to buy low and they want to sell high. That's how everybody does it. And the funny thing is, the people who she sold this silver to are going to piece it out and charge more per. Replacements Limited does that itself. It's a business. So you have to decide. And here's a funny thing. This is what I want to remind you of. And this is why. This is why I want you to remember the phrase destination decluttered. Always. Your destination is decluttered. Your destination is not make money from my clutter. That may be one of the ways you possibly declutter, but it is not the only way, and sometimes it's a dead end. So if that's a dead end, are you going to sit there and be like, well, I guess I just hang on to this stuff since I can't make money from it? That's not getting you to your destination decluttered. So notice that power of even saying, what am I aiming for? If you're aiming for making money off of your stuff, your destination decluttered, you're not going to get there for a while. Okay? And I love this. And Erin was saying, does anyone know a good site for selling diamonds and gold jewelry? So I skipped over that. I apologize. And Erin says, have a couple of local jewelers. That's next on the list. Yes, here's what I recommend. Trusted local sources. Well, I say local, but trusted sources. This is how you find people that are going to have a good experience, is interviewing people you know that you trust that have gone through it before. Now, for example, here's another thing. This was crazy, people, and I'm going to see if I can put up these screenshots too, because I'm not kidding you. This is not one of those things like I'm totally making this shit up, but this reminds me of a story of when I was helping some dear friends of mine that I've known since like junior high and high school declutter their home a bit. Now, I kind of forgot I did this, but Erin, I want to offer to you under the guise of gold and silver and diamonds. That stuff can bring you a pretty penny, or it can give you pennies on the dollar. Find someplace local that you trust. Where's a place that other people you know have worked with? So my friend specifically, my girlfriend, Kate, she had some broken gold jewelry that was her mother's. She had a bracelet that her mother-in-law gave her that she never wore. And she had a stuff. She's like, I'm just not wearing this stuff. What can I do with it? And I said, you can sell it, you know. She's like, really? Is that okay? Yeah, it's okay. All right. And I said, do you have someplace local, that you know of in town? Now, she lives in the town that I grew up in, and she's like, well, actually, yeah. I had some repairs done from insert jewelry name, jeweler place down there. I said, well, start with them. Start with them and see what they offer you. And if that price feels good, maybe just sell it to them and feel good. So notice you're not feeling good about the pennies on the dollar. See what somebody else offers. Okay? And ask your friends, has anybody sold to anybody? I was piecing out some of that stuff. I found a place to sell some gold and jewelry back in the day when we cleaned out my husband's family's house. But here's another story, and I will get the two testimonial stories out of the way, but literally it's comical. I have a screenshot of how when I was trying to screenshot Kara's story to share with you all, another message was coming in from my friend Kate, and she said, and because I have a screenshot that's like Kara's story and the notification of Kate's story, and she wrote to me, she says, Maud Betty, that's one of my nicknames, Maud Betty, I have a real-life Destination Decluttered advert for you. My dad's house is 90 years old, and I'm just going to read it to you. Ours is 100. 2 or 3 years ago, you helped us declutter the basement because we knew the original cast iron pipe from the kitchen sink would rust out. We decluttered and organized what we wanted to keep. So the shelves were not all empty, but it was manageable. And she showed me a picture. And then, because this is all on texts, she says, recently, the pipe broke. The water leaked. She knew it was going to happen. They decluttered, and she shows me a picture of the basement with some of the shelves on it that they had decluttered. But she says, but within a day, we moved our stuff and fixed the pipes. Note the empty shelves. The organizing enabled us to easily empty them to get at the pipe. On the other hand, she said, my dad's kitchen sink clogged today. We tried to fix it. It will be broken for several more days because he has so much clutter. We and now the plumbers can't even get to where it is to where we need to fix it. So my friend Kate offers you, and I'm trying to read it here. So Declutter today. Recover quickly. Leave the clutter, and you compound all the issues that are part of living in an old house. And then she says, I can send you pictures of my dad's clutter if you like. And she says, I'm not being mean to him. It's just such a vivid difference. And she said, and you were the one who inspired and helped declutter our stuff. Now, I don't share these things to show off. What I do is to share with you how decluttering benefits you, that it doesn't damage your house more when something gets leaky, that you can make some money maybe. You can feel good about how you are releasing the items in your home. And when you declutter, when you're not under pressure to declutter, you're going to be ready for anything that comes up. Now, the neat thing is with us, and oh my God, I would love to say that, crossing fingers, by the end of this week, you will never hear me speak of the basement in our house being worked on in the present tense. It will be in the past tense. It's done. I had been working on our basement for years because I cluttered it up when I was selling mid-century modern and vintage things when we moved in here. And I had been diligently working on my own stuff and my husband's stuff. So it was far less stuff in the basement to pull up and to be cluttering up our living spaces when the basement needed to be worked on. So I share those two specific stories from two different people that don't even know each other. One I know personally, one I've never met in my life, who has benefited from this idea of getting rid of stuff that you do not want. Okay? And again, clutter is not the good stuff. Clutter may be good stuff to other people, but it's not the good stuff to you. Kara didn't want the sterling, even though it was worth some money. It was not her style. She did not want it. But it's going to be worth something to somebody else, so get it closer to the people who want it. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. So success stories from decluttering. If you don't have any yet, I love the word yet, I'm here to help. I'm here to help. So I ask you, where are you stuck? You are so close to having your own decluttering success story. You may be just a step or two away from your destination decluttered with one item, with one group of items, with one room in your house, with one chunk. What step are you stuck on? Where is there a roadblock in front of you where you're not moving forward, that your car is not driving forward? What's the roadblock that's in front of you that is stopping you from saying, yeah, I've decluttered? Okay? One of the things can be, it's a lot of stuff. Here, I want to take off my flip-flops. Give me a sec. Okay. Now, so Kat Roby, just an update. Wait, beep, 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 beep. Tuning in, Kat Roby chiming in. She started with 224 tasks. She's currently at 158. Excellent, Kat Roby. Keep up the good work. We look forward to an update. All right. Newfie Mom is saying where to start. Lori is saying suggestions on cleaning out my mom's house full of stuff and only me to clean it. I'm 64. When I get older, losing my head many years from now. But I digress. Okay, so a couple of things. This is how you start with pretty much everything. I'm going to go back to the very beginning, the very good place to start. Start with your physical health. Now, what do I mean by that? Do a body scan, just quickly. From the top of your head down to the tips of your toes. From the tip of your head to the tips of your toes. How are you feeling physically right now? Are you feeling good? Any aches, any pains? Anything that's going to distract you from the next step? If there's something going on, do you got to pee? Do you got to poo? You just, get a headache? Something. Take care of your physical self. Anything that is out of whack, do something to make yourself feel better right now. Do you have medication you should take? Take it. Physical health always first. Body scan. What do I need to do to make myself feel physically better than now? If you feel good right now, awesome. We're going to go to the second step. The second step is going to be these first two steps, most important, before you even start to declutter. This is what you do in your car. You get in your car every morning, and before you turn it on, or while you turn it on, you're checking your gauges. You're making sure you have gas in the car, that the check engine light is not coming on, that your wheels are not, or your tires are not low. So the next step in your own car is going to be your nervous system, what I just like to call your energetic body. So it's your nervous system, your mental, all like that. So how is it? Is it going, overwhelm, don't know where to start, so much stuff? Okay, if you're there, we're going to use the word down again. As I said, tip of your head to tip of your toes, scan down. Now, there's a number of what I call all the downs to help your nervous system feel better and basically calm down so you can use a more helpful part of your brain. And that part of your brain, I like to, you know how your brain is in like two halves? This is totally not how it is in real life, but think about that. One half of your brain is your backseat driver. That's the one that's overwhelmed and can't even overstimulate it. It's like a toddler in the backseat. I don't know. I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know where to start. That's one half of your brain. We want to calm that one down. Everything's okay. We can do this. That's your co-pilot brain. So how you get from the backseat driver to the co-pilot? You calm down. You quiet down. You sit down. You put your feet down on the ground. You drink down some water. You maybe quiet down your environment. Maybe you shut off the lights. You look down. You soften your focus. You put your shoulders down. You breathe down. And all of those things I just said, and then you slow down your exhale. All of those things I just said, repeat those until you start to feel better. And don't stop those until you do start to feel better. Quiet down the voices in your backseat. Shh. Shh. We're quieting down now. Shh. It's okay. Have a sip of water. Have a snack. Make yourself feel better. Do you need a nap? Take a nap. So I offer to you, before you start any project at all, physical health, energetic health, calm down, and then there's going to be two other downs, which is going to be writing down and chunking down. But then this is where you want to start with your destination. We did it already earlier. Your destination, decluttered. What is your definition of decluttered? And I offer these to you. Write this down. Writing down stuff is wicked important. How do I want my home to look? How do I want it to function? And how do I want it to feel? Answer those questions and you know what to aim for. Now, once you have that destination in mind, then you know what you're aiming for and you know what belongs and what doesn't a little bit more than you did before you started. And then you're going to chunk it down. You're going to go room by room. You're going to pick a place and you're going to start. Okay? Now, I offer to you, Newfie Mom, the cool thing is really, it doesn't technically matter where you start as long as you start. There are certain places you could start. Sometimes I say start in the rooms that you live in the most, but then maybe you get discouraged because those often get cluttered, the bedroom, the bathroom, the kitchen. So maybe you start like Erin did in the basement, in stuff that you've cluttered for a while, but you don't actively use it. So then when you go down there, it reminds you of when you do. The most important thing to do is just chunk it down and to start. Because then you learn the skills of decluttering. And I'm happy to teach you those if you need them. And a lot of people do. Okay? Lorianne, same thing. Cleaning out my mom's house. Now, I'm helping my mother. I'm going to be 59 this summer. My mom is in her 80s. For the last 5 years, I've been helping my mother clean out her house by basically helping, like doing it myself. But what I want to offer to you is, what is your destination? What is your plan for her house? Is she going to age in place? Is she dead? Is she going into a nursing home? Do you want to buy the house? The stuff in it, do you like any of it? Is it worth any money? Start to get curious about those things and how they define. And, if you want some stuff from her house, what are you going to do? So there's many things. Write down all the ideas you have about what you want to happen in Destination Decluttered Mom's house. And depending upon the specifics of the situation, different things can happen. But everybody, physical, mental, destination, chunking, calming, chunking, writing, all of those. Doing this earlier in your life rather than waiting and avoiding till later will make it easy. Just like my friend Kate, you know, they knew that their sink was going to go at a certain point, and so they were more prepped for it. Sue offers her water heater broke last year, and she ran all over her garage. Better believe I was forced to declutter. Yeah. Okay, Tanasha Youngbird, I definitely need the skills. Okay, I can help you with that. I am here to help you with that. The skills of decluttering are thus. Now, I say it differently all the time because I get bored with how I repeat things and I don't want to sound like I'm AI generated. It really does boil down to two things to me. What do I want and decision making? Deciding what I want, and then how do I get there? And how you get there is a decision at a time. Notice where I'm pointing. A little decision, 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 a bigger decision, a little decision, a medium decision, a big decision, an easy decision, a not so easy decision. Decision, decision, decision. Do not be afraid to decide. Do not be afraid to decide, because when you have something that you're aiming for that's more heart-shaped than like poop-shaped, you know that like emoji, the poop emoji? Think of instead the heart. If I make this decision, am I getting closer to the heart or closer to the poop-shaped emoji? Decision making. Another dimension, another dimension. Yeah, and then I almost did Walk This Way. My Beastie Boys went right into Walk This Way. So funny. It sounds different up here. When it comes out here, it's a different sound. Okay? So the skill is asking yourself. There we go. Kara made it, you guys. Give Kara a round of applause. Kara, you'll have to wait for the recording unless you want me to reread it all again. But I read your story. I read your story to the folks here on the page, and they were saying, "Go Kara, go Kara," and it's not even your birthday. Yeah, feel free to elaborate. But what I was saying, my thing was, you realized what was stopping you was, and it was just a little. You just needed a little bit of encouragement. Little bit of encouragement, and you asked for it. Hey, I need some help here. Could somebody just help me? I need just a little boost. The courage I have in me isn't doing enough, but could you encourage me? There we go. And how fun is this? This is I love seeing the journey here, because Kara's birthday is today. It says it's her husband's 60th birthday, and gave him the Mint tickets. Now, for those of you who don't know, that is what JetBlue has a upper tier, like a first class version of flying that is called Mint. Earlier in Kara showing up on these lives, she was, again, a little bit fearful of spending money on something that she knew was going to make her life feel better. The lie-down seats. Oh, I'm telling you, that's on my list. So we encouraged her. Why not? You have the points. It's going to make it so worth it. And she did the thing that she had been afraid to do. She was afraid. There was a little bit of hesitation. It's out of my comfort zone. I've never done this before. She expanded her comfort zone, and she pushed it out to, I deserve to go first class on my way out to California, or maybe the way back. She did it. She loved it. She wanted to do it again. And so now she knows how good it feels when you do that. So she is finding ways to repeat that. And how cool is this? The clutter in her home enabled her to fly first class herself, and she was able to gift the first class tickets to her husband on the birthday today. How cool is that? How cool is that? And as I said, because I don't want to be, not all of us will make money from our stuff. There is stuff that's in our house that nobody wants, and you don't want, and nobody else wants it either. Because the world is filled with things that people just don't buy. They're just not interested in buying it. That is okay. But look how Kara got both the Mint seats, and she got a decluttered home, because now she no longer has the silver in it. She got a bonus. And she says, and you should see the space opening up in the garage. There's plenty that just goes to savers. She is loving, if I don't mean to put words in your mouth, she is loving the space that she's getting. So she's not selling everything. Savers is like a donation place in Massachusetts and other states. She is also happily offshoring, like getting rid of, jettisoning, lightening her load of the stuff that she doesn't want because she just loves the feeling of space. And she's not regretting what she is getting rid of because it's not the good stuff. She's keeping the good stuff. And I've seen, like, she has videos here. Check out her garden. My God, talk about a green thumb. She's got like green hands, 10 fingers, not just the thumbs. So notice. Yeah. So Tanasha, notice. That is my problem. I love it because a problem has a solution. I tried to save things until I can sell them, but it's not worth much. That's what she did. She researched. Part of selling things, a step that takes time and energy in the selling process, is researching what you have and seeing if anybody's buying what you're selling. And if nobody's buying it for the money you want, do not waste your time, because your time is something you never get back. You can make money in other ways. You can make money more easily in other ways in your life. But spending your precious time selling stuff that's pennies on the dollar, I don't recommend it, because I've done that before. If you have stuff and you research it and you say, oh my gosh, I had no idea people paid that much for gold and silver. And people pay a lot more for gold than they do for silver. I found that out like nobody's business. I think I sold my wedding ring from my last my marriage, and that was gold. And I don't even like gold, so it was easy to sell, and I made some money from it. But notice, you had an idea of how you thought you were going to jettison that stuff. That idea has proven upon further research not to be the best decision. Okay, that was kind of a dead end. Oh, that's not going to get me there to getting decluttered easily in a time that feels good. What else can I do with that stuff? And in the immortal words of a band that I don't care for so much, but whatever, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, give it away, give it away, give it away now. Donate it. Do not underestimate making a sign that says free stuff and just piling it at the end of your driveway. Get it out of your home and out of your life. And feel good about it. And if you're not feeling good about it, let's back up the process to find out where. Okay? Again, this is the phrase that helped me. Treat my life like a road trip. If this is a trip and I thought that road was going to get me to that destination, and I started driving down that road and I realized it was not just a roadblock, it was a dead end, what would I do? Would I just sit there at a dead end and be like, all right, I guess I'm here. My car's here. It's pointing forward. No, you wouldn't do that in your car if you wanted to get to where you wanted to go to. You would back up. You would 3-point turn. You'd do like a Austin Powers and the little cart, and you would do what I call like a spirograph turn, and you would turn around, you would back up, and you would say, okay, that road didn't work. What's another road that is going to get to me, to my destination decluttered? And I am a proponent of giving it away, donating it. That will get it out of your home and out of your life so much more quickly than if you try to make nickels, nickels, nickels. Okay? Niece and 2 daughters just stopped by on the way to the beach. Lucky them going to the beach. Gave them 2 beach chairs to keep. So embarrassed by my mess. Cat mama, they caught you mid-declutter. They're probably not judging you. They're probably saying thank you for the beach chairs, and they're going off to the beach. But notice how our clutter can make us feel. I don't want any of you guys to feel embarrassed about your clutter. No, embarrassment is a waste of energy. So stop it. Stop it, Johnny. Okay? Okay? Notice the embarrassment. You're working on it. Somebody catches you mid-recipe and you're making cookies. The kitchen is temporarily a mess as you're going to something better. Yes. Now, Kara offers, keeping in mind about the selling of stuff. Remember, I am not normal, she says, and on many levels, and I mean that lovingly. We had a store and have been resellers for years, but anyone can do it. Now, I think what she's also getting at here, so I'll amplify this, is she had a quality of stuff. She had stuff that she pretty much had more of a professional eye for. This is worth some nickels, like dollar bills, y'all. Okay, and not just shekels. So she had a higher quality of things to turn into money. Some of us just have regular stuff, that we got at like Target or whatever. Now, Debbie says, my win was a doom bin. Now, for those of you who don't know what a doom bin or doom bag is, this is an acronym that comes from the ADHD world. And it doesn't stand for doom and gloom, but it can make you feel that way. What it stands for is didn't organize, only moved. A doom bin. But what did she do with the stuff that was in the bin? A variety of things. I donated a tablecloth, diapers, Depends, laminate sheets, placemats, and napkins. Donated the doom. Donate the stuff that you don't want. She wasn't using the diapers or Depends or the laminate sheets. So she donated it somewhere where people who could benefit from those things were more likely to be able to access them. Think thrift store, think food pantry. Thrift store, food pantry. Thrift store, food pantry. I say food pantry because decluttering your kitchen, noticing the abundance you have of food that might be getting older on your shelves, but you're not eating it. Check the dates on the stuff on the shelves of your pantry or your cupboard. Donate what is not expired and not opened, but that you're just not eating. That you learned after you bought it that it wasn't something that really was going to work out long term. So noticing what you have and what it's worth, it may not be worth money, but it could be really worth somebody. It could keep people eating. And I am telling you, with what's going on in this country, with the government, there are going to be so many more people struggling, really struggling to eat, really struggling to clothe themselves and their kids and their grandmothers and their mothers. There already is hardship, and everything that's going on with this BBB is just going to make it worse. So now remind yourself of how freaking lucky you are to have an abundance of stuff. But notice it's still an imbalance. Notice when you have too much, it still does not guarantee happiness. Frick, look at Elon Musk and Bush. What's his name? No, Trump. I hate to say his name. And Bush too. But people who have a lot of money who are still freaking miserable. They can afford to buy everything on the planet, but they are still miserable inside. Because having an abundance does not guarantee happiness. And even at our modest levels, back down here, not in the billionaire class, we are realizing it on a small scale. So notice that abundance, we think in theory is good, but in practicality is often doesn't work out like they promised. Now, I love this. Kara is also offering. Becky is going off to work. Lovely to see you. We've got about 12 minutes left of the Destination Decluttered TikTok Live today. And then we hop over to Destination Decluttered on YouTube. All of my TikTok Lives and YouTube Lives and declutter parties, we've got one coming up day after tomorrow. All of these are scheduled and the schedule is published, but it's only published for people who are part of the group of people who are on my free mailing list at destinationdecluttered.com. So if you want to know the next time I'm going to show up on your FYP, or you want to tune in specifically when you know I'm going to show up, get on my mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com. Sign up. It's free. No obligation. You can unsubscribe at any time, all that stuff. And you'll know what time I'm going to show up tomorrow, the next day. Okay. But Kara says, we held yearly yard sales to help send both kids through college. Now, I'd rather sell on Facebook than donate. I have been through that process myself. I do not have children, ergo I do not have kids to put through school, but I did decades ago, and within the past 10 to 15 years, I spent my time and energy selling stuff. I had more energy and time to do that. Now I do not care if I make that kind of money. It is more important to me to increase the space in my life and on my schedule than to spend my time and my energy. Two precious items, time and energy. I prefer to just give things away, donate them, free table, that type of thing. Now, Deborah is saying, case in point, I had a friend storing a very old expensive wool rug. Later found it ruined by moths. Yes, so I will share this with you right now from many personal experiences. I love it. Debbie helped pay for preschool when the kids were young. Yep, it's a journey for many of us to make some extra money when we, are not making as much money as we need to live. Um, I just got distracted. Hold on. Climbing back up on the tree. Yes, here we go. Back on the tree. The things you think are worth money, right now, this week, start to research them online and go and check on the quality of them wherever you have them stored. Okay? So Deborah Davis is talking about her friend who thought they had old expensive wool rugs. Next thing you know, moth holes, it's worth nothing. My dad passed away coming up on 15 years ago. He collected a lot of stuff. What he collected was nothing I was really interested in, nor my sisters. He was a boy's boy, hunting and baseball and all that boy stuff. And he had fun collecting books that he never had when he was a kid. And he spent a lot of money on some of those books. So we assumed naively that when we went to go sell them finally, when we felt ready to sell them, that we could get the money back because people paid he paid a lot of money. Yeah, no. It changed. Everybody who wanted those books bought those books. I am telling you, some of those books we couldn't even give away. The people at the bookstore were like, no, we have so many of those. So research now. Take a snapshot of what those things are worth now and decide, would I rather have the money now, or is it going to, cost me more to I might lose money later. But the thing is it's not all about, let's go back to the name of what I do, Destination Decluttered. What does decluttered, what are the benefits that decluttering will bring to your life? How will having a decluttered home affect your mood and mental health? How will having a decluttered home affect your physical health? I can give examples, but I'm reading it right from when I do one-on-one consultations. So how does your clutter now affect your personal relationships? You're embarrassed when your niece comes over, when she sees your clutter. What would you rather feel? Welcoming and not embarrassed. Yeah, what's in the way is the clutter. How does your clutter affect how you spend your money? Are you spending money monthly by doing one of those like Cube Smarts or something? One of those storage unit dealies? Are you buying duplicates of stuff because you have something around here somewhere but you can't find it? Notice how clutter can affect your monetary situation. Now, here's a fun thing. Dad said, Debbie says, and we did the same thing. My dad collected Reader's Digest condensed books. We were getting rid of them and cash came tumbling out. Okay, so Cat Mama. So notice, we did that too. Every book, we just gave it a good shake because you just never know. Old people hide stuff, and if they don't tell you where the money is, you might inadvertently throw it away, and somebody at the thrift store is going to be like, score! Now, Cat Mama is trying to calm her nervous system. Cat Mama, write this down. Write this down, and this will help you calm down your nervous system now, and you'll have notes for next time it happens. All the downs. Sit down, feet down on the ground, looking like a fool with your pants on the ground. Breathe down deeply, down to the bottom of your lungs. Slow down your breathing. I hope you're writing this down. Quiet down your situation. Slow down your exhale. Slow down your inhale. Relax your muscles. Distribute that nervous energy. Dissipate it. Shake it off like, what's her face? Taylor Swift. And repeat all of these and make yourself feel better. Maybe drink down some water. You have to slow your body down to drink some water because other than that, you're going to choke. Slow down and breathe. It's just breathing into calm down your fearful backseat driver and write those things down to help you, because when you're in an anxious, activated, emotional state, everything else is going to feel more difficult. Oh, come on. TikTok was reminding me, sadly, that we've got about 5 minutes left together here. I'm doing a little puzzle here on the screen. So they gave me another whopping 5 minutes. But as we do that, everybody, let's breathe and help Cat Mama calm down. Let's send her calming vibes. I'm going to take a moment here and get the YouTube live set up to make sure it works, because if it doesn't, it's worked. It hasn't worked sometimes. That we'll be able to stay here and we'll just do another TikTok. But in the meantime, today is June 3rd already. I hope all of you have printed out your habit tracker for the month. Free habit tracker if you've joined the mailing list. Okay, 6/3/2025. It's going to be 12 noon Eastern. I am such a poor typist, but my poor typing calms me down too. YouTube Live. So if you're interested in continuing this conversation or just having me running on in the background like this, follow me over to Destination Decluttered on YouTube. It's wicked easy. And you know what the cool thing is too, is there's substantially fewer people show up for the YouTube lives. So we get to go deeper. You get to ask me more questions of how I can help you. I can more accurately give you the answers. Okay? All right, it looks like it's going to be good. So, Cat Mama, you feeling any better? Feeling any better? Now, I love it. Nia Love says, I got decluttered my room and spare junk room. Awesome. Yay. Good stuff. You can do it. Elle is loving the habit tracker. Thanks for that. I love it too. That's why I share it, and it works for me. This is mine for June. I saved my one from March because I'm pretty psyched about what I did. Now, notice I'm playing around with mine. I'm having fun. This month, I went like rainbows this way. Other months I've done stuff. And then I decided this year it was going Roy G. Biv this way. Just easier for my pen. Now, this was fun. Talk about decluttering can make you money sometimes. Kara's story is proof of that. Reblexa says, I literally found $50 yesterday while cleaning. That can encourage you. Buck So said, I purged and made $2,400 at our yard sale this weekend. So worth the work, and it feels so much lighter at home. Okay, Cat Mama, slowly, okay? Teresa, Habit Tracker. It's a downloadable PDF that's available to you when you sign up for my free mailing list at destinationdecluttered.com. And basically what it is it helps you keep track of those tiny little daily things that you know that if you do them a little bit at a time will make you feel better. And it's a blank template. You can print it out. You can use it for the rest of your life. But to me, it helps me stay on track with those little tiny things that make me feel better. And for mine, I put a lot of my health stuff on there. Okay? It is, if you're on the mailing list, Kit Kat's so cool, I think you're on the mailing list. If you're on the mailing list, you guys, you know the only place I ever send you is the secret page. So, you know the secret page, and every email I have sent you has a link to the secret page. So go to the secret page and scroll down. You're going to see a big old button that says download your Pavers and Potholes monthly habit tracker. You click on that, a PDF pops up, you print it out, boom, boom. Makes it happen. All right? So, some of us are going to go over to YouTube. You are all welcome. You are all welcome. And final update from Kat Roby. She started with over 200 tasks. She's down to 54. Notice what happens in even an hour. You can do things with your time that are going to get you feeling good and less cluttered. Okay? And now she's going to treat yourself. I'm going to let myself join over on YouTube. Yes, everybody's invited. Not all will. It may not work for your schedule, or you may be afraid because you're like, I don't know how to do the YouTube. I can help you with that. Destination Decluttered. Go to YouTube, however you go to YouTube, on your phone, on your computer, on your TV, and type in Destination Decluttered. You'll go to my page, and there's probably something there under the live tab that says there's a live going on. You click on, and then if you're signed in, you can comment. Okay? Yeah, and I love it. The Mountain Leo Jess says, I'm subscribed on YouTube. It's not scary. It's not, but some people just don't make the jump. I love the people who do, so why don't you join us over there? Okay. Again, Beth, Destination Decluttered, Decluttering Life Coach. I will be showing up tomorrow on TikTok. Again, this is where I be a bit of a sassy pants. If you want to know what time I'm showing up on TikTok tomorrow live for an entire hour, sign up for the mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com, and that secret page I was talking about, it has the TV guide of when I'm going to show up tomorrow. Okay? If you want more of this, you can get it. You can do it if you want to. You can dance if you want to.